Welcome back to another UFC talk and whatever sports sports, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into it. Somewhat recap, somewhat just chat about the show, or as the card. It was all over the place. Well, for me specifically, it was all over the place because there was like the earlier fight I wanted to catch was Juliana Mila versus Veronica. And I mean, she was looking nice the last time we seen her, as in Juliana Mila. But she couldn't be the killer again. Only 4-2, still young. That fight I was on and off, so it's just like I didn't really catch it like that. That's the fight I was hoping that I could catch. And Leron, or is it just Murphy? We'll go with Murphy. Gabriel Santos. I wanted to catch that too. I didn't catch it, but whatever. The prelims. Jack Shaw, man, was looking nice. Another fight that I was trying to catch. I kind of did actually, but I was driving at the time. It was early prelims. Mohamed Makhayev versus Rafael Filio. That one, I thought. Well, Filio actually did give him a tough time for the last round that I caught. But to be honest, the majority of the time, Muhammad had him in a freaking rear naked choke. Other than the time he almost snapped his fucking knee in half, which looked like for a second it was looking like he was about to tap, but he didn't. He held on. He did a Alexander Volkanovski and just pretty much stuck in there. And sounds wrong, yes, I know. Pretty much just didn't quit or tap out. I'm pretty sure his knees all fucked up, all sorts of fucked up. But hey, he's still undefeated. 10 wins, 10-0. Actually, he had the one no contest. I didn't even know he had the one no contest. I don't know when that happened, but I 100% don't. He was undefeated completely with the one no contest. I don't know what happened there, but those are two fights I was trying to catch, and I did catch them. But the other ones I didn't really. Let me look at them actually. Chris Dunn actually did catch some of the first, and I don't really have too much on that. Jack Shore versus American. Not American, American. That one pretty much was getting his ass whooped. Jack Shore was just giving him the whooping and then got him with submission. That fight also was just like I was looking and just reading it in a way. But the main card, I did see a good amount of it. Obviously, Gunnar Nelson versus Daniel Rodriguez was canceled. Then you had Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dalice. That fight, a lot of these fights, to be honest, it was on and off for me. Casey O'Neill, Jennifer Maia was kind of boring in the two first rounds. But the Marvin Vettori, Roman Dalice, that one, it was looking like Roman was winning. Then there was the headbutt in that fight also that I don't think they did anything about, or at least I don't remember that they did anything about. But Roman got another defeat on his record, 12-2, but still he looked pretty nice against Vettori. Probably could end up doing better. Then we had the Gunnar Nelson Brian Barberena. I thought this would be a Schlabanaka, because I did say that during the last live. We're going live. And that actually wasn't the case, because Gunnar Nelson just wasn't letting him have anything. Pretty much took him down. I actually don't remember if there was any strikes. I have the stats right here in front of me. Round one submission. Total strikes 18, 78%. Takedown 0, obviously. Two takedown attempts for Gunnar Nelson, and Gunnar Nelson got it done. I believe it was a rear naked. Was it a rear naked choke? Well, still, Barberena just couldn't do anything. I'm not sure why he took the matchup, but he took it and he got himself an L. And yeah, Brian's pretty much. I don't know what he's gonna be doing after this, but I think that's 2 in a row. Is that 2 in a row? beat Matt Brown on the 22nd of March, July. Beat Lawler. That fight was really good. Lawler versus Brian Barberena. Then he also got the loss to RDA. So three in 2000. Well, I'm looking at 2022 actually. So this is first in 2023. For a second, I was lost, but I'm found. Hallelujah. So yeah, that was pretty much that fight. The main event and co-main event, pretty good. If I don't say so myself. Main event was actually co-main event. I believe it's the fight. I still haven't watched the interviews, to be honest. Other than Edwards, I've watched the first half of his interview with the whole Bajol shit, as in Dana White saying that he's not getting a fight, as in Colby Covington not going to be fighting for the title next. I watched that interview yesterday, so like I did a live yesterday, and I was like, well, Dana said that, and Dana was bullshitting, because after the fight he was like, oh, for sure, it's, I guess, I haven't watched the interview, but everybody's like been referencing it and all this other stuff. Sometimes they say something and it's not that, and this was on Instagram, I was seeing all over the place, and I guess Colby Chaos Covington is going to be getting Leon Edwards. Edwards said that he doesn't deserve it, and I don't believe he deserves it either. If somebody like Bilal Muhammad or Shavkat or somebody else deserves it, to be honest. But I guess McMahon and Barr might or scheduled or I haven't seen it being scheduled, but I guess that fight's in the works or some shit. And Shavkat versus Bilal Muhammad, that fight is going on, I guess, which is a good fight anyways. Me and my friend were talking about it while we were watching the fight, and I'm like, hey, that's pretty nice. That'd be pretty nice if, we were just like talking scenarios, and I guess that's what happened. I don't know how I found that out, but I think that was just a clip on Instagram also. Usually I try to watch all the interviews and stuff before I do this, but sometimes you just don't. So we got that going on. But the Fiziev versus Justin Gaethje, that fight was pretty nuts. Man, I didn't realize how fast man's Rafael Fiziev is. I kind of knew, but at the same time, when you haven't watched a fighter in a hot minute, you just don't know. You're like, damn. Watching him today, I'm like, man. Also, this guy's like kind of jacked up. I was like, man, this guy on some PEDs. I don't know. Maybe he just stays in shape and all that shit, but I don't know. Justin Gaethje with that jab was getting a good amount. Fiziev was getting a good amount of leg shot. Just all around, actually. Obviously, Fiziev was really good striker. So, and he came in as, Gaethje, I believe, came in as the underdog. Most people were, like, kind of guessing that Rafael was going to win and probably end up, like I said in my yesterday, that Fiziev was probably going to get the next title shot. Well, that's what he was saying. He was like, if he wins again against Gaethje, then he would get that title shot. And obviously that didn't. As they call him, the highlight, Gaethje, obviously put on another. He did also say he was the most entertaining fighter. And then Dana came out and said that it seemed like he wasn't agreeing with him. But that was before the card. He didn't seem like he was agreeing with him. And for me, the most entertaining fighter in the past year or two is Michael Chandler. And obviously Michael Chandler against Connor's coming up. And then Connor also said that he, I guess something with Jusada. I don't know if Jusada has cleared him or not. But we'll see what happens with that. I don't know how long he's been in the pool for. So I don't know if that's going to F with the card or not. But Dana White said he doesn't really deal with that bullshit anymore. And he's happy that he doesn't have to deal with all the USADA bullshit anymore. So, yeah. But all around, really good fight from the highlight. I don't know who Justin Gaethje gets next, because I believe he had a title. He had the one against Khabib. Then he had the one against, who else did he fight? Was it Charles Oliveira? Oliveira, obviously, in the fight or in talks with, actually it's scheduled already. I believe it's scheduled. That's not a hundo, but Dariush versus Charles Oliveira. Then you had the Leon Kamaru Usman fight. I did say that I thought that Kamaru Usman would end up winning this fight. Mainly because he did dominate the majority of the fight, you know. Then the one, well, what the hell is that damn quote that Leon keeps saying? Headshot something? Headshot, dead shot. I think that's what the quote is. I'm not 100. I might have just made it cooler. But if I did, credit to me. Credit to me. But yeah, Leon came in with them leg shots. As everybody knows, man's from Nebraska has weak knees. Or, I mean, Nigeria. Man's from Nigeria has weak knees. So that's what he was attacking. My friend that was watching me, he's getting ready for the headshot. That shot again. And he did throw it once or twice. When I first saw it, it didn't look like it was like clean and it landed. Even though he did kind of defend it, it somewhat landed. Pretty much backhanded him with the foot. Usman obviously tried a good amount of. Let's actually look at his takedown attempts. See what happened there. How many? He looked like he was getting taught. Both of them actually got shook up a couple of times. It wasn't like shook up, but it was at third or second. I'm totally lost on the rounds, but there was a couple times each one of them was shook. I think it was third where Leon was shook. To be honest, Leon's face, he always kind of looks like he's shaken up or something, you know. So it's kind of hard to tell if he's actually like out of it, as in out of can't find the fucking word, but pretty much shaken up is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, the takedown attempts 1 for 1. That seems like bullshit because this is on the UFC page, so I'm not sure. Let's see, attempts, takedowns 1 for 1. Leon tried, as we all saw. He tried to go for a takedown. He's like, shit, this guy's way too strong. I'm not even gonna try this shit again. And kind of became a striking match. There was times where Usman's striking just looked terrible. I mean, horrendous. No good striking at all. But he kept trying for the takedowns. Man, let me look up Google's stats on the fucking takedowns because I don't feel like UFC's ranking or whatever. UFC's UFC.com is actually giving me legit takedowns. Oh, right there. That's weird. Freaking UFC. So it was 4 for 15. He got 4 out of the 15, 26.7%. Total strikes 113 for 232. Damn, Leon's percentage is fucking awesome. 173, 127, 123 for 164, 75%. That's fucking. I didn't realize that it was that good. I mean, he was landing when he would go, and he is known as one of the better strikers in the game. Obviously, headshot, dead shot. But yeah, obviously, just keep using that word. Huh? Hitting the knees, takedowns didn't work, or the one takedown he attempted didn't work. Usman just was kind of getting a little tired. At the 5th, it looked like actually Leon was getting a little tired. Oh, and the nut shot, man, that nut shot was fucking. Man's looked like he was punting, and he did pretty much hit him right in the man's spot. Then he held his glove also, and then he held the fence also. So Leon was doing a little. If you ain't cheating, you ain't winning, as they say. So all that happened, and Leon. So the point when I believe it was taken away in the 2nd or the 3rd. Like I said, I'm all over the place with the rounds, but there was a point taken, and but still, Leon ended up winning. I believe he got 4 or 3 of the rounds, and I'm not 100 if that point had. Obviously affected the fight. There were one of the judges, I believe. Let's look at it real quick. I believe one of the judges had it as a tie. Oh no, that was the Gaethje Fias fight. One of the judges had it as a tie. I'm not saying if Muhammad Mikhail. Not really seeing the scorecard for the Usman fight. Just forget it. But yeah, pretty good card all around. In a way, I feel like I should have paid a little more attention, but I was kind of doing stuff, and I guess I caught the main fight, so all good in the hood. Other than the Casey O'Neill fight, everything else was pretty good for this card. Now we got Vieira. Man, there's something in my damn eye. Corey Sandhagen, Marlon Vieira. That one should be nice. Holly Holm back at it again. That one should be okay, I guess, since we haven't seen her in like a decade or so. Pereira Adesanya. That one should be nice. Jorge Masvidal. One other thing, man. The Dana White and the bar fumbled. I believe they fumbled because they pretty much said Leon is fighting Edwards. You know, they didn't even want to wait until see what happened, or they didn't want to wait and see for the results of 287, as in Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. I believe they should have waited, and you get a big money fight if Jorge wins. Then you know, and I believe that Edwards would have won, even though it would have been a really good striking fight. It's UFC, you never really know, but they could have had that fight. Obviously, the Shavkat versus Belal Muhammad, you have that fight already scheduled. I guess Dana said McMahon already did it. But yeah, Dana White shitting his pants, man, fucking up with some good calls, or good fights, or a good fight that could have happened but not happening. Not happy with that. Whatever, I'll tell you. Rob Font, Adrian Yanez. That should be man. This whole card is pretty good to me. This could be the card of the year. 287. Just I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot of fighters. I like Ponzibio versus Kevin Holland. The man with the mic. The man on the mic is pretty dope. As in Kevin Holland. He's one of those fighters. I just, you know, the conferences and all that stuff just kind of get lit a little bit. Him, you know, the likes of Sean Strickland. Two of the better fighters on the mic. Can't think of anybody else at the moment, but during press conference and all that stuff, those are two of the fighters that I usually look out for, as in Kevin Holland and I totally forgot who the hell I just said, whose name I just said, but whatever. But yeah, 287, I'm looking forward to that. Corey Sandhagen versus Madame Vieira, that one should be nice. Also, the fumble by Dana White in the bar. Not waiting. Oh, Leon, like I already said in the beginning, Leon even said that Mans don't deserve it. He's been out for a year or so, ever since freaking Jorge Masvidal gave him the two-piece. Or maybe they're waiting for that. Maybe that could be the case, you know, since technically case, or literally case, because Jorge has a case, as in, like, you know, since Jorge beat the shit out of Kobe in real life, maybe that makes a better storyline, or it is a better storyline, as in Jorge versus Kobe. If Kobe, well, Jorge still has to beat Gilbert Burns. Maybe Dana White just don't think that Jorge's actually going to beat Gilbert Burns, and they're like, you know, let's just go ahead and call it and schedule the fight. But see, that's what I don't like. Dana White always be like, you know, I don't make fights during the fight, or I don't make fights during the day right after a fucking card, and then you go on to do that, which is a bunch of bullshit. He does that all the time. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I have much to say until next time. Thanks for watching, y'all. Sabotage is out. Appreciate the views, likes, and all that good stuff. Y'all have a good one.